Howdy. Hello. Hi. Let me turn down this pumping music, man. It's dance pop. It's my favorite. What's shake-a-lakin'? What's crack-a-lakin'? Cheers. This is a live catch-up. Hi, Paranormal Pixie. Howdy, Lara. It's been, I think, about 2 weeks. I really screwed up my algorithms. But my 3D was popping, just like the dance pop. My 3D pop world was popping. And yeah, I just want to catch up and play a little bit. So, where do I begin? Gosh, the tales to tell today, they'll involve a 911 call. It will involve performances. It will involve hysteria. It will involve being sued. Let's just cover everything today. Let's just do that. We'll just chit chat and cover it all. But yeah. So where I've been, it's towards the end of the year, the Learning Center. We're in the home stretch. And with my little class, my outdoor class on the hill, we only have 8 session days left because we're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. One of those Mondays is Memorial Day. What up, Dustin? Hello. How's it hanging? I'm sure pretty well. Moon, how you been? Hi, Moon. Moon at noon. Nice to see you guys. Sorry, I'm saging. I'm cleansing this because dust has been collecting. I haven't been to pop on to say hi on people's channels. I've barely been in chats. I've been knee deep with the children. Don Rogers, what's shaking? Yay! Oh, that's what. Yes. Last time I was doing this, I was sharing about the Canadian Spinja episode I did. And there's Mr. Don Rogers. I had so much fun with that one. I love that episode because that's who I am right now. That's working with the kids. That's being a mom. And she and I talked for an hour and a half with Don poking in there, here and there with some really good questions. Please go see that one. I think it's a great it represents me well of who I am right now. What up, Tim Mothman? I want to hear about the SOR party. How the heck was it? Did you put on some dance moves on the dance floor? I've been MIA, Moon. I totally have. That's what I'm here to clear the air about. I really screwed my algorithms, didn't I? But more than anything, I missed everything. All of me was consumed. My 3D was consumed. And it involved some scary stuff that it would be very inappropriate for me to jump on due to what was going on, as well as this. If you're seeing my posts on maybe Facebook and Instagram, we just wrapped our play this weekend. I'm so proud. The littles knocked it out of the park. I have been getting accolades. This is 2 days later, still from the parents who were blown away, and the faculty and the other students too. They were like, that was good. I'm like, it wasn't me though. The kids did it. They shined so bright. Even the quietest little ones were shining like nobody's business. It was a very cool show. Oh, that went fast. Hi, Carol. How are you? I miss you guys. I'm here to like nudge myself back in there. Wait, where's who? Paranormal Pixie. Oh, Tim Othman was at the SOR Spaced Out Radio Party up in by Reno last weekend. You tore the dance floor up. I'm sure you did. I saw Jessica Jones has some moves too. Somebody posted a video. She's got some moves up there. So yeah, that's really cool. There's been a lot happening. That was going on. Journey to Truth conference. I think that's just winding down now. That's been a real treat to see some pics and stuff. I was at the first one. Gratefully so. I wasn't on staff yet at the Learning Center, though. So come last year and this year, people think it's because of this breakup I had with this girl. And I'm like, no one kind of makes me feel like I can't go anywhere. I go where I want. But I'm on staff now. And May is like the spring performances. So last year, I assisted with the 4th grade class in their play around the same week. And this same week was my play. Now, I could have done some finagling and changed some things, but to be honest, because of my other dramatic stories I have to catch up on share today, I am in zero position pretty much even to leave the house monetarily or anything. So there's no way I was going to spend anything to travel. I can't. I'm on lockdown until all my stuff and debt clears up. So feel free to hit like and subscribe, and let's build this channel up so I can get a couple kickbacks from Facebook. They totaled my old page, my 16-year-old old page, so they owe me. They owe my rebooted page some love. Yeah. So that's I'm glad you were hitting up the dance floor. Nothing wrong. Real life gets in the way. Yep. Life first always. Absolutely, Moon. That's what I had to do. Not only my class, but my kids. So this is kind of going to give away where I am too. But I mean, we're not that close. It's probably 7 miles away, 6 miles away. But there's a lot of mountainy areas where I am and a valley. And there's a freaking dump that has been poisoning people. And the gases are starting to come this way. And my kids have been sicker than they've ever been sick. So we're in a couple lawsuits against this dump with the neighborhoods and everything. But there's pets are getting sick. Like that's weirdness that's been happening. So I had another round of sickness with my kids. And this is more than ever than usual, especially someone who practices and preaches holistic life. I'm like, oh, yeah, my kids are sick again. It's pretty, yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. But then we're looking at environmental factors. We're looking at inflammation. Maybe I should take this over to what happened in my class last week, which is pretty dramatic. I don't want to keep jumping around though, but yeah, where did I go with that? Yeah, there's a dump nearby and it's poisoning people. So we're trying to preserve things. Now today there's a huge marine layer over us. So that's when you can kind of smell it. And then I'm hoping that sun burns it away soon. But we're basically, there's this, all the neighborhoods have been going to these town meetings to try to get them to shut it down or at least fix the situation. However, they're going to do that because it's a dump. And there's only a couple really big dumps around here. And we just happen to live by one of them. No wonder it was a good price on the house. Our house still going up in value though. That's a good thing. Okay, be right back, Laurel. See you soon. Hey, thanks, Conspiracy Music. Thank you very much. Hi, Roger Blair. Thank you. Yeah, man, hit that like button. Sorry to have left y'all hanging too, because who was with me? Area 51 and Moon. We were teasing that I was coming on to talk for like 5 minutes, and it went to an hour and a half. So we'll see what happens now. I did kind of tell the giant, so what you got planned today? What are you going to do? Because sometimes, I mean, I don't mind if he's sitting in his chair right over here or anything, but I think he minds. So he went off fishing. So I'm like, hurry, paint my face and jump on and do a live because the giant's gone. Animals and sick kids. Yep. We think it has a lot to do with that. So we're trying to figure that out. Although respiratory went around again, we had at least a month of no trails in the sky. So we're like, woohoo. But then this freaking thing went around. Now I have to share this too. Where our learning center is, we share the property. This is kind of cool, actually. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. We share the property with, it's a huge property. And our kids, it's a learning center, enrichment learning center, a bunch of high vibe kids. But we share the property with a bunch of adults. And it's, I don't need to be PC, mentally challenged adults, those adults with disabilities, adults that are there for like an adult daycare program. So energetically, I see that it's a beautiful matchup. We're lifting them and their beautiful innocence. We hear them singing and doing instruments, and they have cooking and art. And when we see them in the hall, it's a beautiful exchange. You know how they say take children into nursing homes and stuff, how it can lift them up. We're doing that for each other, but at the same token, it's a state-run business, not ours, theirs. So they're adhering to a lot of things. And I think there's a lot of floating around, whatever that is, like stuff. Like even one of the educators goes, I can't shake it. I feel like I walk by certain people and their entities jump on me. I'm like, yep, that happens. That's why we're all loaded up. Crystals in my pockets and my bras. We're all loaded up with things. We keep those vibes high so that we don't take on their stuff. So this last round that our learning center got was kind of respiratory. And we're like, what did they all take? Did we get that from the adult rehabilitation side? We don't know. Just talk, just hearsay. But it does tell us like we got to armor up even harder. We're all very cool with our holistic health regimens and things and keeping things high vibe, but our meat suits fail us sometime, or our shields are down and something gets in. And it's just happening way too much this season, since January, really. So we're like, let's figure this out. So we're not all looking outside ourselves and for the blame. We're trying to say, well, I'm doing all my protocols, and this normally I'd be able to fight this. Why is this happening? So we can't help but look outside ourselves. And that way we can pivot. Like with the what's nearby my house here, we have the purifiers everywhere, and we're trying to wash the dog off after we go for a walk and stuff. Wow, I really missed a lot of this. Sorry. See, I go on a tangent. Yes, blessings to all. Hi, Sandy Smith. How the heck are ya? Nice to see your beautiful face. Hi, Amy. Welcome back. Hola. Amy Chilson and I, Adventures with Amy. I'm sure some of you have been catching her. She just came back from the Camino. She did a huge epic walk. Oh my gosh, I don't have all your terms yet, Amy, but I'm basically talked to her. I just left her talk text before I did this. I'm like, Amy, I'm back. I'm going to start doing this. It's almost summer break, which means I'm going to bug the shit out of all y'all all the time. And she and I are going to talk, and I'm going to catch up and hear how it was. I was going to try to do a live with her while she's walking the Camino, but that's when my world kind of went, whoa, my 3D needs me. Staying healthy and natural cures are for natural germs, not what we do. You can't fight yep, shooting more with bubble gum. I hear ya. We don't know what's coming at us, so we're pulling out all the new tricks and transmuting best we can. Excuse me, keep Dustin. Yes, he's got a great podcast. Flying Chariots the Rise is Dustin's podcast. I got to go on there a couple times, and he's been on with me. Yeah, he's the giant, Don. You're the Hobbit? Because you wander off on good adventures. That's awesome. Yeah, the giant's a giant. He's 6'7" and 3+ and look what he got me for Mother's Day. So this was him. I did that painting for him. And then I think I shared this last time. Oh gosh, I'm probably never going to get these back up. You send in a picture. That was a funny selfie he sent me when he was on set one day. So I turned it into our king, because he is the king of the castle. So for Mother's Day, he surprised me and used like one of the funniest selfies I sent him and made me the queen of the castle, or my princess. I don't know. But look at that face. I love that kind of stuff. I'm a whoopee cushion kind of mom. Total. I got to snort. I love my laughs, and I love joke gifts. Hi, Carlton. How the heck are you? Carlton's one of our conscious comedians. We got to get you on here soon. And he just worked. He volunteered down at Alien Con that was here. We still have to catch up. I know, Carlton. Sandy, it was Amy, I think her 7th or 8th walk. I can't wait. That's going to be a fun show. I can't wait to share that. Do I teach kids how to put up their golden bubble for energy protection? Paranormal Pixie just asked. Abso-freaking-lutely. I do. We do. Even before our play, we were doing breath work. We were grounding. My dearest bestie Tanya taught me this meditation, which I share with them, about the roots coming through the feet into the ground, and source coming in with light, and then we kind of cleanse our little field and put up our shields, and we do that often. And not only that, but we gridded our class with crystals. They all have some under their desk. The power of the crystals and things, but really the power of this is where we go. And I swear it contributed to a super successful week. That play, I was bawling after the first one. I'm like, they killed it. They did it. And people freaked out how much dialogue they had. I'm like, their brains aren't tainted. They're super squishy and they can memorize fast. They blew me away with how much they memorize. Meanwhile, 2 months later, I'm like still reading along on the script, making sure they're on point. No one needed a line or anything. Oh gosh, sorry, I just jumped something. Oh, thanks, Moon. The shine might be the light too. The light looks good, and I finally got my batch of Korean masks again. I ran out of those for a week, and my son loved to point out how wrinkly I got, especially with the outdoor class. I mean, you can't really see it on here, but I've got a couple farmer tanny things going on. But I do feel shiny. I was ready to come play. I didn't even really take my B vitamins yet. Um, that picture, yes, I love that picture. 7th Camino in Spain, and it was incredible. Yes. Her event, she once or a couple times, a couple times even a day, she was living as she was going. So if you do not know by chance who Amy Chilson is, she live streams. She has Adventures with Amy. She has a YouTube channel, Adventures with Amy. She has her web, and she's Facebook living often. And she's going to do another one tomorrow, she says. So please check her out. She's so full of love and light. I personally got to meet her. Was it 2 years ago now, Amy? We were at Conscious Life Expo. I knew she was in town, so I literally went just to meet her and tour the lobby for a little bit, and then I went home. And she was in town, and then I got to go spend just one-on-one with her down in Santa Monica. And that we were like, okay, we're peeps, we're friends. I see you, I know you from somewhere. And we've got to do. She's done a couple high vibe hangouts with me. We've had some really good shows. I got to make some more clips, Amy, because there are some really juicy nuggets in there. Oh, beautiful, Laura. If they're extra sensitive, they can use the mirror technique on their bubble. Perfect. I have two okay, I guess it's time to share what happened. I have two extremely sensitive kids in class. My one boy, Spectrum, he has IEP and other schools and things, but he delivered. He was on it in the play. He delivered his lines and stuff. But then the other boy, who I've talked about before, we call him the drummer boy. He's the one who does not do the academic, but he's still part of our group. We include him, and his love language is music. So he has a Nova drum, and whenever we can see him going, we just tell him to bring up the beat, and he does a little background music for us. Anyway, last week he seizured in my class. I'm looking over at the desk and I'm seeing him. I don't want to disclose too much because I think that would be wrong for the family. Something feels wrong about that. But it scared it was awful. Absolutely traumatic. It was a traumatic event for sure. It was towards the end of the day. I ran over to him. I'm starting to bring him to. I screamed not scream because I didn't want to scare the other kids. I yelled for my assistant. They knew something was wrong. And it was amazing the teamwork they had. I just looked at them like, please, and I just did this motion of like, go. And the kind of leader of the pack, he goes, come on, guys, grab your snack. And they ran to the tent and they kind of entertained themselves beautifully until another educator could come be with them. And my assistant and I were trying to get this kid to come too. I was really freaking out at one point. We saw some blue, so we didn't know if we were losing him. Oh my gosh, this is the first time I'm talking about it without crying. And the admin came up. We called 911. We bring him to the grass. We lay him out, put him on a side. It was awful, awful. And paramedics came. I was about to leave with him to the hospital, but the dad rushed up. They lived far, so I'm so glad they made it in time. And anyway, long story short, he wasn't with us for the play this week. He'll be back next week. They're doing lots of blood work and tests. This is my autistic boy. So I told them he doesn't make eye contact very well. I stayed with him talking. I'm like, it's Miss Heidi. And I'm like, squeeze my hand. The day before, he was arm wrestling my giant. So I'm like, the giant's here, squeeze his hand, win the race, win the arm wrestle. And he started squeezing a little bit. His eyes are closed and he's out of it. But I'm like, he's here. He's squeezing. He's here. And but the dad said that this has happened and he was never quite the same after his 3-year-old. I'm not even going to go there. So they're doing more tests. A lot of inflammation in the blood. So that turned us to the household of like, guys, we've got to get serious here with this. Let's all focus on the kinds of processed things we're taking in, the inflammation we have in our body. And well, it's a very sensitive subject, but that happened last week. So I'm like, no way I'm going to jump online. No way I'm going to be the happy Heidi. It was a post-trip PTSD situation. And I've seen him since. I've talked to his mother since. He's great. He's in great spirits. He'll be back with us next week, and they're going to continue their tests and to find out some root. I advised him to what I call the galactic man, who works with brain balancing and works with autistic kids too. So they're connecting with my assistant too, who's so great with the holistic foods and regimens and anti-inflammatory diets and things. So that's going to go down. But that happened last week on campus. So that was a lot. I missed a lot. But that was that story. I kind of did just want to share it because we are on here as this perception, and our 3D life shit goes down. And the part of sharing it and the building of community with it makes us a little more human, but also connects us to the soul level. So what I'm sharing is not the terror, but the instant that was, I knew I need training in this. The mama bear in me came out, but I panicked. I panicked at a point. And I think I had some loss of time there to what the right thing I could have done, because I was not prepared for such a traumatic event that can happen even with high vibratory beings. You'd think in our beautiful protected outdoor space and the fairies are everywhere and all this great stuff, still trauma can happen. So being in the right state of mind, I was there because the kids were rock stars. There was no, oh my God. And we had the panic more than them. They pulled their stuff together so well. I blasted the families and parents with, those kids handled that situation, and they taught me a thing or two about how to handle a traumatic situation like that too. So I keep going back to it, but it was a really big deal. Whew, and that's over. So he will be well, and I can't wait for him to come back and play drums for us again, because I know he's itching to get back to his friends. Thanks, Paranormal Pixie. My pixie sees your pixie, so they say I'm a flower fairy. It was cute. After the play, one of my girls who really resonates with the fairies, and she's the one who whispered to me early in the year, she's like, is this a fairy school? And I'm like, she was walking her mom around, and her mom came up and tagged me, and she's like, she wanted to show me her special fairy school and all her nooks. And I go explore. Some of my parents have never been up to our outdoor classroom. So our play, we had 3 performances. The last one was for the parents. So we had this whole wrap party and a potluck, and they got to explore. It was really cool. And that's why all these beautiful accolades come in, because they're like, I didn't know you created such a great space out there. My kids are they didn't want to leave. They can't wait. Are you going to be the educator next year? I think I've shared with some people, but I loop with them. So all the kids that I have this year, I go with them to next year. So they're going to be my 4th graders. So my little drummer boy, he's already signed up. All my kids are returning, and they're going to be with me next year. So I grow with them. Really. It's a really beautiful way to have a program, I think, because what better educator can you have than one who knows your skills and is helping polish them off throughout your academic career, up till 8th grade at least. That's where we go to. Oh my gosh, I lost track again. I experienced that when I coached. I can't relate that. You were a coach for Spinja? I know she was when you coached skating. Oh, Spinja, when Spinja coached skating. My goodness. Seeing them fly. Yeah, seeing the kids take off and do their thing. It's like, I think I shared that meme recently with the good teacher, I just call educator mentor, is not one that, I forgot what it says. Basically something about you just show them their own light and just like mentor. They do the work. Thank you, Amy. You give amazing hugs too. Well, Paranormal Pixie, we're going to have a chat sometime. I'll bug you on the side. Maybe you want to come on and do a little chat with me. Carol, I see you. I love it. If it's a technique that you teach, I want to hear about it. Hi, Joe Fox. Okay, no problem. Check in later. But howdy, Joe Fox. I hear you on the clock. This was a random. Hey, Terry. What's crack-a-lackin'? Howdy, Mr. B. It's good to see you. Yeah, thank you, Paranormal. That's exactly why. She says, I'm glad you're opening up about it. To hold that energy will make you vulnerable and you can end up sick. Thank you. Because I was like, oh, hell no. Then my kids were getting sick. I'm like, it was trauma. So we cleared it. We also, so right after that, just another thing about what happened last week. We only had like another 45 minutes in the day. And so we weren't going to rehearse the play. We didn't rehearse that whole week. So that's why it really blew me away this week. The kids did so great. We really never did a full run through. We sat on one of the boys, the little boys, was like, why don't Tony laid on the ground? The boy laid on the grass over there. Let's go sit where he was. And I'm like, that's a great idea. So we all sat in a circle around where he was, where the paramedics were with him. And we all were saying nice things about him. We all took a moment to breathe and do a quick little meditation and send him and his family tons of support and love. And one of the grades that could see us through the window brought us a huge, beautiful tray of like um, these little bran muffins and a bunch of fruit and berries. So we had a little picnic and we just talked the rest of the day. They were so sweet. And then they started to draw. And so we were making like cards for them and stuff. So it was really cool. And I think that's when I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to have to share this story. Oh, thanks, Mothman. They're a blessing to me too. Truly. That like this week, I was like, oh yeah, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. It's working. Thank you, Moon. Oh, you guys, this is so sweet. Oh, yes, Terrence, she's home. She's back in Wisconsin. I can't say it normally. And we're gonna have chit chat soon about it. It connects us on the heart level. It totally does. When we speak these stories, it does. I'm just trying to, because it involves children, I'm trying not to, you know what I mean. But this is a supportive group. The fact that I'm live, though, and anyone else can see, I don't want to set anyone off and make them upset, especially people even I work with. So trying to keep it all a little, share without oversharing, which I tend to do sometimes. My little diary of the mouth. Oh, having a teacher who knows your vulnerability and helps you shine is so important. Yes. Thank you. I agree. That was just what was my favorite part. One of the shiny shines of the play was my quietest little girl. She was her face when other people were acting. She was on. And then it was over and she was back to the quiet little thing. And that's kind of how I started. I was deathly shy child until 14 when I started going on stage and I could be these characters and practice being all these types, these get it out. She shines so bright. I told her parents, I'm like, she wants to share her gifts from the inside through music, singing, and now it looks like acting. So it's kind of fun to be able to say the parents, this is what I've been seeing. And I've been doing parent one-on-ones with them, not like your child is suffering in math. Like that's not what it's about. I'm like, they work well with others, or it looks like they really need you. Like, and you can, one of my hardest situations in my class as a boy, but the problem is his parents are going through a really ugly divorce. And so I was blunt. I'm like, I hope you guys take the time this summer to just be with him because it's a lot of pass around. And I'm like, he just wants roots with you, I think. So we can be blunt with each other like that. So the parents are receptive to that kind of stuff too. Cool, Laura, I will. Thanks you. Good vibes only. Crack-a-lack, and that's my Hi, CJ Barry. How the heck are you? Oh, what's up, Professor? Greetings and salutations. Hello. We have both the Geezer Geeks here. If you haven't subscribed to the new channel, Geezer Geeks, it's pretty fun. I get to check you guys out again this time. Gosh, right after that happened with that boy last weekend was my daughter's play, and it was downtown Hollywood. So I was out then too. I've been gone. Let's do, and then we can have a chat on Facebook, Laura. Absolutely. My rebooted is the page. The other page is like, I leave it up just to mess with them. And I didn't rebump my latest memory bumps, Facebook memory bumps. I love those. But, during 2020, 2024, I went pretty hard. So I'm no wonder my page is pretty much closed. So one day I'm going to rebump all those amazing memes. Moon at noon. Oh, wonderful. I'll look for that fun request. So anyway, cat wash? You're at a cat wash, CJ? I didn't know they even made cat washes. Is that just like a regular dog wash, but they do cats? Oh, car, car wash. Okay. I think you meant car wash. I'm like, that really is a specific niche. Niche. Um, oh, what's the headband he recommended? Mr. Robert, what you holding on to? You looks like you got some information. A headband was ordered. Okay. What was my other little bits? So Don Rogers, I don't know if you're still on here. We have something coming up June 6th. I think, or maybe you won't be on that one. Isn't that DJ Maya? We have the Mad Chatter show in July. But then there's something I'm doing with Maya. I think it's her new channel. I wrote it down. The Red Moon Lounge. I think that's going to be a new channel. So I'm going to talk in July with Maya of SOSQHT.com. And then, okay, yeah, let's talk synaptic circles. Well, not only Miss Amy coming up, but Matthew Mornian. Very excited. This is a couple years in the making. Asked him a while ago, and then he was busy with his book and doing his things. And then I was like, stayed quiet. And I'm like, no, I'm going to ask again because I'm really, he knows how much I resonate. He's one of the only Patreons I joined too, he and his wife, Honora. So I asked if they wanted to come on and talk about, the skills that I've learned from them that I bring into the classroom, like scalar toning. And we just have similar belief systems. I also want to gush and share the stories about him of the readings. One of the only people I do readings with, things that came to fruition. And I don't know if he's ever known even how it followed up after I had worked with one of them. I just on their Patreon group, I worked with his wife last week, I think. And I was like, dang, they really are on top of their stuff. So that's June 1st. We're going to have a live synaptic circle with them. That's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. That one's a for sure. The one with the Learning Center, my Learning Center pals and some homeschool moms. We're navigating a couple schedules because it's the end of the year crazy. So it was going to be this weekend, but we have Mayfair on Saturday, one more performance day. And yes, this is that hippy dippy thing with the maypole coming down, and that's pagan or that's religious or whatever. I'm like, it's really fun to see a bunch of kindergartners running around with the loop. So that's what it is. But each class does a performance for the community. And my kiddos, we didn't have any time to practice. So I'm like, we're going to do the songs from our play. We've just killed that this week. So, a Bluetooth headband for listening to music. All right. What was I going to say about that? Put a crystal under it. Protect your brain. Who am I talking about? I have my Bluetooth. The Dream Wrap, it's called. What's a dream? Maybe I should look at it. Is this a little healthier for you or something, Bauer? If you're pushing it, I figured you've done your research on it. So this must be a decent one. It's probably for like running or something. I don't run. But it would be. Hi, Gail. Synaptic Circle sounds awesome. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to be doing episode 10 next weekend of the Synaptic Circle. So check that out. They have their own, me. It's like big, it's a big corporation or something. No, it's just me. We started with the boys that are on here, Garrel and Bauer and Terry B. And he helped me make the intro. And I love, we share our, what did we say, Barrow? We synchronize our synapses based on a common theme. And what I've been kind of doing after that big intro episode with Bauer and Garrel and my buddies is I've been kind of taking people from different walks of life that don't really know each other. I know Sherry Divban and Robert, Mr. Professor Bauer, you hadn't met each other before that show. And it was a beautiful show. I love the little clips I pulled from that, but I really love how we handled that. Of course, Sherry Divban and we talking about the children and Professor Bauer with his experience. And it was I love pulling different people. Actually, Robert Khalil got me on that, Mr. Typical Skeptic, because I've met the most guests on his show are people I would never normally be able to find on YouTube land or something. So I've been finding a lot of new pals on there, and I'm like, let's bring them together and make a cool show. So that's what I've been doing with that. I had that pause because of my 3D, and then I actually pivoted with 3 scheduled ones because I'm like, I don't feel the exopolitics anymore. I mean, I wanted to go there. I did episode 2 was honestly, they're all my favorite. But 2 was fabulous with Zachary Fisher and Nick Reeder, because we are from the 2018 meme war days, and the real spamming during the 45's reign and the 17th letter. We went hard, but why it was such an important episode to me is they went hard on the muggles, like, wake up, mofos, like that. And then they got all the loosh back. They did this beautiful story arc of finding their divine masculine. And now they really pump out positive, they lift others. They have this beautiful arc of how they were truthing before versus how they truth now. So this episode 2, you got to look up that one. That was really special. We had a great audience for that too. Oops. Oh, piece of shungai. I knew you'd slip something in there, Paranormal Pixie. Yeah, with those Bluetooths, man. I say it and then I never do it with mine. Slip a shungite in it. Or there's something funny there. Like put a bird on it. That saying, put a crystal on it. Carol, that was a really good live stream on Bigfoot Outlaw. I have to catch that one. Your vids are unbelievable. Seriously good. Yes! Midwest Night Watchers is killing it. And if you are just scrolling like, I don't know what I want to do right now, go on over to their page, because they have their 24/7 live cam of their property and the animals. There's orbs. There's things that fly by. They catch a lot of stuff on that cam. And then they have the best interviews. Whoops. Shungite medallion. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you got to get that protection in place. Yeah, so there's the next couple things. I'm not specific with my homeschool mom and learning center educator episode day, because we got to lock that in. Same with Amy Chilson. I'll lock that in with her. The one that's locked in is with Matthew Mornian. Bye, Timothman. Good to see you. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, he was at Spaced Out Radio. I guess a lot of my pals are traveling still back from Journey to Truth. Well, it's Friday, so they're probably still there. So we'll talk to them soon. I've been seeing some pictures of their epic adventures and travels. What's some of the other crazy stuff that happened? Ooh, look. This was my son's Viking shield. Look, it's got battle wounds. That was his play, but look how they did it. It's so cool. And the way you can really this was the coolest play. This was the week before last was my son's play. And it was all Norse mythology. He played Loki. He did awesome. Yesterday, he just got his cast off, by the way, if you're following his saga. It was 2 months of, broke his arm. 2 months, and it's off. But I freaking love this thing. It's here because we were thinking of putting it somewhere. I'm starting just to collect things. This thing that I've always have on here, it's just dangling. My sister's, my daughter's educator gave that to her, and it's wood. It's beautiful. They do sacred geometry in there. Actually, they did that in 5th grade, and then they bring it back again later, doing the sacred geometry and how that ties. I love that shield. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's a video. I got to make a reel with that one. He has a sword too. He did it with a cast too. I couldn't believe it. That's how easy it is to move around. His teacher is literally a Viking. If you've seen that reel I have, that was like at his home, and he did a reenactment, and he's a wood carver, and he's got all this incredible stuff at his house. So I'm going to take my kids there next year for a field trip. It is awesome. Yay. Yeah, Gail, I have to catch up on your show. I've missed yours. I've missed Mog's. I've been catching some replays of some stuff, but I miss being live in the chat with pals. Cool. Oh, I'll totally make a video with it. Well, that flew by. This is already 40 minutes, so I'm going to probably slowly wind down. What was some other bits I was going to share? I mean, the days just flowed right in. I had some beautiful stuff, but I forgot. I have to write these things down. Like, even if I'm driving or something happens at school, I have little scraps of paper everywhere. I just have to start writing down, like, oh, I got to share that. Or I got to share this. I thought that was pretty crazy, though. Not crazy. I thought it was cool that my fellow staff buddy, one of the other educators, when he came up to my hill and he goes, I was thinking a lot about what you told me last year. And I think there's some energy entities jumping from the adult rehabilitation to us. And I think because the little illnesses or the weakness that happens. Like, yeah, we got to armor up. And I said, I think that's why, as much as it was a challenge to be outside this year, I'm the class outside on the hill, we were kind of protected from that. We don't have all those exchanges that the other classes do inside. So there's something to be said about that. But what he was referencing is, and people have tried to capture it on film, but when you're walking with someone and someone is just riddled with, they have so many attachments and they have like the dark cloud around them, or there's just something fiery in them, and you walking by somebody who's open, they jump right on there and they get attachments that way. And I think, that could be happening. That could be happening over there. Oh, Dream Wrap Sleep. That's the website. So while you sleep, do you wear it while you sleep? I don't know. Well, I'll check it out. Okay. My little man, he's been crashing with me lately. We sleep in separate rooms sometimes. The giant snores. We have like a beautiful king bed. I'm like, in January, I think it was, I wasn't sleeping well. And I'm like, that's it. And so I think we had a guest. Our guest left and the guest bed was still out in our little converted guest room. So I crashed in there. I bought a pillow top for it. And I'm like, oh my God, it was like the best sleep of my life. I'm like, that's it. I'm making this my room. And then my mom would come or guests would come and I have to scoot out. But we sleep good when we sleep apart. Just saying. If any couples out there feel weird about doing that, just do it. Just sleep. Sleep is so important. Find your own nook to sleep in. Why did I even mention that? Oh, I don't have to wear my headphones anymore. I can sleep next to the giant. Whether they're on or not. I just liked covering or putting pillows. Now I can be like, oh, I just shut his door. Oh, thanks, Moon. Well, I don't know if I'm going to say sorry, I guess. Your absence was noticed, Heidi. Very nice to see you again. Thank you for that. I saw you in, what live did I jump on? Maybe it was the SOR or something, or Garrel. And you're like, where are you, Heidi? Or Moggs. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I just haven't been able to put it on yet. I think I did a couple reels just from my phone, but didn't have an opportunity to just chat. What's up, Victoria? Hola. Thank you very much. How's Argentina? Argentina in the house. So I don't know if my Rumble worked, but I see a majority on YouTube, which is crazy cool. Thank you for that. Oh yeah, this is funny. Wait, I use it anytime I would normally use earbuds. It's so comfortable. Okay, perfect. Good to know. Speaking of YouTube, and this is funny because this is going to totally contradict me going, sometimes you can't be around a lot of people. Part of my kid's Christmas present, we were one of the first to sign up for VidCon. So VidCon's coming here to Anaheim. I'm not in Anaheim, we're far, so we're gonna have to crash down there. But then my kids are like, we want to go to VidCon. They missed it last year. They have a couple YouTubers they love. They love watching people game. They have I can fib and say no, they have child safety on their YouTubes. No, we've seen some things. They like the funny college kids who do pranks. They get into it, and I'm encouraging them to, as brother sister, to build their own channel. My son's kind of doctoring up his room a little bit. We have no screens in our rooms, but he does have this really cool area. And I'm like, hey, this could kind of be a cool spot for you to do your games, when you have the small screen of your head and then the games going. So they're thinking about it, but they want to schmooze. And I'm like, well, I create content. I might as well go schmooze. So just before I did this, each pass comes with this meet and greet. So I saw every single name. I didn't know one single person. I'm like, I don't know who these people are. And you're supposed to pick your top 3. But I did take the time to put each name into YouTube and search it. And I found 3. One is a mom who just likes sharing how she high vibe parents. I saw an ex-teacher, and I saw someone with food, like high vibe food. I'm like, hey, they do have people of my age not just like 15-year-olds unboxing toys. It's a big to do, I guess, out here. It's a huge convention and conference. And one of my daughter's good friends in her middle school goes each year. So she's excited to see her there too. But anyway, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we're going to VidCon end of June here in Southern California, and I'm going to schmooze a little bit. You get to have mentorships with people, and which I was encouraging them and go, yeah, I'll just hover, I'll chaperone, and then I'm looking through the list of mentoring, and it's like how to fight algorithms, how to boost your audience, and you could do one-on-ones with these people, and I'm like, well, why not? So when I see YouTube on here, I'm like, I'm going to get you YouTube. YouTube was my nemesis for the longest time. I was just like, I didn't do it. But at one point, I was almost like, I surrender. And then I'm like, fuck it. I don't do that. Not until baby doesn't leave until baby goes. Or what's the saying? No, that's baby in a corner thing. Wasn't ready to leave YouTube. I'm like, they got to take me down. They tried to get me with community strikes from 2021. Started taking my videos down. And then I had to pivot. But I'm coming at you, YouTube. I'm going to fight your little algorithms. And yeah. And I'm going to learn some new tools at VidCon. So yeah, Santa hooked us up for VidCon this year. So if by chance anybody's going, let me know. Anybody over the age of 15. Oh, yeah, maybe I can live stream from there. Totally. Oh, yeah, totally. I'll do that. Maybe I'll make up little cards. Hey, come on my synaptic circle. Nobody puts baby in a corner. That was it. And YouTube, nobody tells me to go down until I'm ready to go down. It's funny, though. I guess it's mostly YouTube things, though. That was my point. According to this. Hey, Charlie. Is VidCon most just YouTubers? I guess I should know this. Oh, she's tuned me out. I think it is. But, I mean, I do like Rumble and BitChute and all the other platforms. I'm sure there's a lot of things there. They're taking over the Anaheim Convention Center. That's huge. That place is huge. Talk about crystals in your pocket. I'm going to be like ears, fingers. Oh, yeah, I lost my engagement ring, my moonstone on my hill. My kids are looking for it. But I'm going to get one by then. And I'm going to be adorned in my bra and my shoes and my pockets. Cover the kids. Wear my faraway blanket. Gotta hook ourselves up. And dodge and weave and schmooze. Schmoozing can be fun. That's why I miss those things. Like the J2T, Journey to Truths. It's nice. My buddy who does the live stream of the sound, the audio visual guy. Hi, Christopher. I don't know if he'll see this. It's fun with the speakers. You usually go to these places because you know the speakers and you want to see and meet them in person, but you usually follow their work. So you've seen all the stuff they say. And it's nice when someone can bring a new presentation to the table and you're not just seeing the same ones at different conferences. But a lot of the magic happens in the lobby and like just out and about, like on the grounds. And that's what you miss with the schmooze. You just get activated. And again, I've said this on here so many times. You also go to these places to figure out who's genuine or not. So that's why even this VidCon thing, I'm like, it was such a smooth way to do it. I'm like, we're being guided there for a reason. I'm just going to roll with it. I didn't advertise it for a while though, because I'm like, don't want any targets. Because I'm that important. Crystal power. Yep. That's me too. I threw on I'm usually I either wear earth colors. You got the flower thing. You got the fairy thing down, flower fairy thing down. I'm either in earth colory mode or, my primaries. At the Learning Center, it is Steiner kind of curriculum, Rudolf Steiner, which is very Waldorfy. And they have a color palette they do. So each day of the week, there is a color. And some do, some don't. They follow it. But like Tuesday's red day. So I usually wear my red, any kind of red something. And let's see, Monday's indigo, Tuesday red, Wednesday's yellow. And then I don't really know the rest because I'm not there. But Saturday's Mayfair. So we need to be in white. I'm going to have my big flower thing. And I'm like, follow the kids follow me and then we do our little song and then we go off. It's really sweet. It's sweet. And I know there's like podcasts and shows about, let's look into the demonic side of Waldorf or the pagan or the witchy things or whatever it is. I'm like, it's a bunch of kids being kids, dancing and singing with flowers in their hair. It's sweet. And the parents are like, "Woo! Yay! Do it again! Do it again!" It just brings a high vibe. Why you gotta go pooping on our parade, man? So yeah, I just look at these things as opportunities to shine bright. And honestly, a lot of the community hasn't seen me interact with my class, so I'm going to lead them up there to do our songs, and then we go back. And then each K through 8 is each going to take time to do their own little thing. So, um, the relationship between colors and the chakras too. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, with the chakras, I don't think I have. Good call. They are well aware of, because we're called the Golden Beetles, and we chose that in the beginning of the year because golden yellow is our class color. That's the 3rd grade color. In kindy, it's a certain color hue in their room. So, it's the pastels, really soft pinks and blues. And then they get into 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th. And by 4th, it's like greens. And 5th is, I believe, blues. I believe it's blue. And you're supposed to surround them with those colors. So they're aware of that kind of color wheel, but relation to the chakras, good call. I'm writing that down. And my little girl who likes fairies, I'm gonna say, my pixie friend Laura told me this, and she'll go, oh. Chakras and the colors. Perfect. Thank you. Gosh, with 8 days left, so listen to this challenge I gave myself. Oh, cool. Oh, I can't wait. We're gonna have to have that talk soon, Laura. Then we'll do our own special episode. For the last 8 days, I'm like, let's do one more big project. So small businesses, little 9-year-olds, they're coming Monday morning with their business concept of something $5 and under. And basically it's for our final, well, to reiterate and bring home our final studies on the math measurement of money. Money is as math. It's a form of measurement. There's linear measurement, there's liquid measurement, and there's weight, and then there's money. And so we're going to get into, and when you're giving change, when you're keeping track of your wallet, you've got to keep up with the giving change, especially it's addition, subtraction. Are you going to get 2 products? How much is that? Are you going to buy 4? Multiplication. So it's going to be really cute. They're coming with their concept. We're going to do little vision boards for it, but I'm going to surprise them Monday morning when they get to our class. I'm going to set up my 2 stalls. One is Hardy cookies. And I'm going to have an individual little biodegradable bags with my own little sticker. My daughter has a sticker press. I made my own little stickers. And I'm going to have an ingredient card in there. And I'm going to sell it. Like, enjoy these. They're full of fiber and kind of like not a snake oil person, but I'm going to sell it. But the thing is, even though I'm the vendor, they're going to have to make their own change. I'm going to put all this pretend money on their desks, and they're going to come up, take turns, and purchase and make their change. And then the other one, I'm doing Miss Heidi's prophetic poems. And I'm going to roll them in a really cute little scroll and tie a ribbon. And I'm going to sell those for a certain amount. And then they have to make change. And then in 2 weeks' time, towards the end of the year, they're going to have their own stalls. And they can buy from each other. And they have to make all this kind of change. And you're going to work with math the whole time. And then I'm going to invite one of the classes up to our hill as a surprise almost. And so then they're going to have to sell to not anyone else who knows what we're doing, just a regular customer, and they're going to have to figure that out. And we're not doing taxes. That comes later. It's in a couple years. We're not going to do the tax or it's more of polishing their skill set again. We have a yo-yo gang in our class. I have a gang, and I nurture it because I love yo-yos. Yeah, instead of like PlayStations or anything, these kids are into yo-yos. It's so cool. So one boy did a 3D print of one, and he goes, I'm going to do these. I go, well, talk to your folks, because don't forget, when you make them, you don't want to spend more on making the product than when you sell it. And it has to be sold less than $5. Affirmation scrolls. Totally. Oh, and you have purple hair? Sweet. Oh, she'll love that. My dearest friend Ginger has purple hair too. She helped me do wardrobe for our play. Affirmation school is wonderful. I will. Yeah, I love writing. I love channel writing. I've been a writer since I was a kid with all my journals. And I love thinking of them and just letting something come out. So I'll put it towards the affirmation side of things, but I'm going to cater it to each of them, I think. So that's going to be really cool. But yeah, so their special skill is what's coming out. Like that little shy girl who loves acting and singing and stuff. I said, you can also sing a song for, $1 or something, or you could, draw. One little boy is really getting into like drawing and graffiti and like graffiti art. And he's already excited. He's going to make little like stickers for people. It's so cool. So again, polishing off their skill set, encouraging them to step into their innate abilities. And I'm showing them you can make some money doing it too. It's really more about the addition and subtraction. I really want them to get that down. We get into long division next year, so I want to make sure they're on it. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had funny. I had funny pictures, but I didn't put them on my laptop in time. I was going to share some funny backstage pictures of what happened this week. There were some really cute moments. One of my little dudes, he wears a gold chain. He's our littlest dude. He's little, but he's the biggest. Like, what's up, Miss Heidi? And he waits for my fist bump. So he was a shepherd, and he found a gold, like shiny shepherd outfit, and he brought it. And the kids were like, "Whoa!" And you could see him like take it off really quick because I don't want to wear it. And I go, "Wait a second." I go, "Don't dismiss our reaction for." Whoa, what are you doing? To more like, whoa, like I didn't know they made shepherd's outfits shiny gold. And I go, dude, this looks like it was made for you. You should definitely wear the gold. And then where's your gold chain? Wear that with it. You're gonna look like that's his individual style for his shepherd. It was so cute. And he rocked it. And what was funniest is he had a line that said, "Look at our garments." And yet his garments are flashy and shiny and awesome. But even him was like, what? What is this? It was perfect. There's another little boy who wore his Chucks. He's like, well, I have these sandals and you wore it for one performance. I go, yeah, but your style's Chucks. Like, let's style it to look like you. And I think because their character had a little bit of them in it, they rocked it that much more. Encouraging them to follow their joy. Absolutely. Yeah. Money is a form of energy. Yep. Currency and energy exchange. Bauer, it's exactly what I was telling him. Before we got into our play, I kind of introduced this next block, this concept and this project to them. And I expressed how energy is a form, money is a form of an energetic exchange. And I've been very forward about that on here since live streaming and vlogging for a couple of years. Why I didn't even go back to motion picture. And it's not just the medical mandates. It was me preaching about energy exchange and then me literally feeding the cabal. And I'm like, I don't want to make money doing that anymore, especially having preached so much about it. So that's why I'm really encouraging them. If you do what you love, the money comes. So this money, they know, is we're learning the math skill behind it, but creating a little business based on what they actually love. That's the fun part. So I can't wait. So Monday, we're going to talk about it. I'll have to share next time the kind of stuff that came up with. I think someone said something about they're going to do a candle and one's going to do jewelry. One of the girls is doing jewelry who always brings me stuff. I didn't wear it today. I usually wear her the agate she gave me. And she gave me that apple, the onyx apple. And then I think you remember when my son made this guy, that would be more than $5, but this is all hand crochet and knitting. And so some of them are really into the handwork and stuff. They make little coin purses and things. And right now they're doing a beach bag. So there's so many things they can come up with. So that's their big bit this week. They're recovering from this play, which really took all our energy this week. And they're coming up with their concept. And so I'm going to surprise them with my little business stall on Monday and cookies, because we're going to celebrate the wrap of the play. And it's going to be like, here, have a little. Let's start the day with with the cookie. I'll make them clean. And they're going to get excited because they're going to exchange this pretend money and make change. And then we go to our desk and we have main lesson paper. We make our own textbooks, and we're going to start developing on the paper their concept. How are they going to package their goods? How are they going to set up their little stall? Do they wear an apron when they sell? Are they baking? Do they have a feather in their hat because they're writing with a feather like pen? Like, I don't know. There's so many elements to this. Their little characters are so sweet. Hi, Lazara. Did I say that right? Lazarium? Hello. Laser I am. Maybe that was it. I swore there was another funny story about them. It'll come to me. It'll come to me right after I end the live. That's all right. Did I write anything fun down though? No. I told you about, Mad Chatter and Don Rogers. I think he's already off, but he basically, Carol, he's someone stepping into your podcast pimp role. He booked me on a couple things. Anyway, come June 5th, I'm going to be obnoxious on here. And Moon, if you're still here, oh, you are. Hi, Moon. I'm going to be on here a lot because summer is coming. We don't have any huge plans. We still might go to Wisconsin, kids and I, but it depends on a lot of moving parts, like money. But other than that, my daughter's really into these horses right now, which charter funds cover. And that's a whole nother topic, I guess. And my little man, it's 2 months now, and he's got 1 more month. He still can't do his kung fu. So he's behind a little bit in his little kung fu journey, but he is ready to go back. Oh, no, he's not listening. He's been liking the break is what it is, because he'd go 2 days a week, and he's kind of been liking it. I swear, when he took it off yesterday, it was still like, we were both like, and the lady's like, that's normal. That's the bone growth, the muscle. Once you start moving the muscles more, it will smooth it down. And it was just like, we've never had such a big break before. I mean, I jacked up my hand. Which hand? This hand. See, I can't straighten it anymore. All the overgrowth. I did too many bone growth supplements, but it was never properly handled. I went to a chop shop that I was referred to. So yeah, another missed opportunity to sue, I guess. Oh, thanks, Moon. Well, good. Well, I hope you're having fun. Does anyone have anything questions or anyone have anything fun story to share? I'll probably wind it in a minute. I'm on borrowed time with the giant. We live so close to the lake. And when he doesn't take the boat out and he just goes to fish, he finally caught his first fish too. I have to tell Moggs that and Stevie B. He's been going out forever. And I mean, I'm sure it's because he takes me. And I'm like going all over the place. I'm tanning and putting the music on. I'm like doing stuff. Fish are like, we're not going over there. And they also probably pick up on my energy of like, go away. You're about to get slashed. And pulled out of the lake. So he went with this grip the other day and he caught 3 fish. So he was very proud. So now I think he's like, I got to go try again. I got to go try again. And was that him? Which is not a big deal. If he comes back and I'm here, it's not like I can't be on when he's here. I just laugh. I giggle when I know that's why I usually have these on when I'm doing my lives. It's not even about the sound quality because I've had the settings where you can really only talk in here. It's really just because it's my business. I don't need the whole house hearing what's coming from the other end. This is just a little chat, so no one can see what I'm reading here. I actually haven't seen anything from Rumble. I wonder if Rumble thing worked. I still don't even know. I'm going to ask my VidCon people if I did Rumble the right way. I basically put all these different channels up on there, like High Vibe Hangout, the Synaptic Circle. But if it's just me going, which one does it go to? It doesn't like have its own channel yet. We'll see. Just talking and working things out. Well, I hope everybody is fabulous and wonderful. Are there any big summer plans out there? I can't believe we're in the middle of June. I mean, May. I went somewhere because I was like, wait, what day actually is it? So the eighth graders, my daughter's not there yet. She's in seventh, but we've been going to these eighth grade projects. The ones who are graduating, they have, it's like their big final thesis thing. They do have a final they take. And they make their own textbooks. So they're doing that review now, make sure they have all their lessons so they can do their final. But my daughter going into eighth next year, they're already prepping her before you start school in September. You have to have your eighth grade concept. And what that is they're going to take from September all the way to May and June. They're developing this idea and they do a presentation, and that is their final like thing. Whether it's grade, they don't really grade it in Enrichment Center. It's just like pass fail kind of thing. There's no failing either. Who are we kidding? But like, for instance, the girl I did a little reel on, one girl was at our DTLA, like downtown LA, the art walk, the city art walk. It was a huge event. It went down multiple city blocks and different art galleries and warehouses, huge event. And for the year, she was schmoozing and making relations with this gallery. And they, at one point, were like, yes, you can definitely do your eighth grade presentation here. So they gave her a space on the wall and she put her sketches up. And a lot of us came. They're not mandatory to go to, but we're fascinated. I'm like, let's go. And not just to us, but to the general public. They're supposed to present their project. And this is what I do. And this is how I did it. And this is why I chose that. And this is what the journey looked like for me this year. It's so cool. So my daughter does not know what she's going to do yet. But like, there's another boy who we're going to meet at a lake, nearby lake next week. And his passion is building model sailboats. So he's going to do a demonstration and then sail a couple of the boats. There's 3 girls who are into performing. So they're going to be at a real theater in Hollywood. One's going to do like an interpretive dance and talk about that. She got accepted in this really foo-foo arts high school in LA. So she's kind of showing how she like her skills. Another's a singer and a musician. And then another's a photographer. So she's going to have the lobby of the theater with all her photography works. And they're going to have a chance to share what their passion is and why it is and what they plan to do with that through high school and maybe as an adult. It's the coolest thing. And we can be doing this like I'm doing with my littles who are 9 years old, like, let's start a business. We can be doing this with these kids, just polishing their skills, showing them, having them develop this passion. That's setting them up, not freaking standardized tests and shite. What? Robert? Oh, you followed on IG. I'll look for you, Moon. Coming to SoCal in a month or two. Woohoo! Let's play. We'll live stream when you do. Oh yeah, which IG, guys? Do you know I have multiple personalities on there? I've started on IG with Chuck and Huck. That's my kid, so it was a family thing. And then I started red pilling on there and everyone stopped following me. And then I did Heidi from Los Angeles, which is very tongue in cheek, like, did she just say that? That kind of stuff. And then my rebooted. Rebooted is kind of like that episode I was talking about with Canadian Spinja. It's very me. It's the teaching. It's the mom. It's what I'm doing out there in 3D. So it's a little clean. Oh, cool, Bauer. I can't wait to see you. A lot of the kids are already out of school for summer vacation at Eastern Kentucky. Oh, wow. Okay, so it already started. I bet. You know what baffles me? I get that they're out now mid-May, but do they start mid-August? Some kids start in August, and then some, it's like they're out first week of June and they go back like second week of August. I'm like, what happened to like a 3-month summer? Like, that's why we love homeschooling and enrichment and stuff, because we're just basically doing our education around our lifestyle. But yeah, the kids, like half cousins, they are done second week of June and they go back second week of August. I'm like, that doesn't count. And at least we also have like 3.5, 4 weeks off for winter, and then another winter break, and then a 3-week spring break. And then we're not there as much, but we are encouraged to do more academics, enrichment. You go do other programs and other skills. But I get floored that they keep shortening and shortening, and they shorten the summers and then they make the days longer. Like, oh, this will be good for your kids. Bring them in at 7:30 in the morning. It's like, and parents like it because it fits around their work times. And I'm like, shit. We have yet to see the ramifications of this kind of schedule in society. We also have yet to see the ramifications of aluminum added to since the late 90s. Are those kids even sterile? Are they sterilized? Well, I'm not even going down that road. Going to look at a Rumble. Oh yeah, check it out. I did. I'll put. I wish I could knew how to. Maybe on here I could do the links in the chat. Robert, if you're around northern New Mexico, that's where he is. Santa Fe is. I mean, what am I talking about? He's in Colorado, but down by there. Santa Fe is just a short drive from me. I'd love to meet you. Oh, so cool. Yay, the people coming together. Education really isn't about education anymore, in my opinion. It's not, Mom. I'm watching from afar, I should say. It's about how much money can you make for the district, which you never see. It goes in the superintendent's pockets. It goes into the greasy palms of others, but you never see it in the academia. My bestest pal who just that was the other little thing. Not the week that my buddy we had to call 911. The week before, where I got all my beautiful new plants, my gal just moved across the country. So it's like my BFF left town, and I was a little like I could feel it energetically. The further she went, I could feel that. So I was recovering from that. What was I saying? Because she works with parents who, and she still can do it out there. She works with parents who, let's say they live in a neighborhood or they can't afford a different neighborhood, but they can, and they don't like the school in their neighborhood. She helps them like register or get in the lottery or apply to go to these other schools that aren't in their district. And it's a huge business. She did it for herself, and it wound up booming because no one can afford to live where the good schools are. And she also, her daughter's like up and grown now, but when she was young, my friend on the west side of SoCal here, which is pretty affluent education area, like Brentwood, Santa Monica area, and Palisades, she was there fighting in the charters within them, bringing in the parent volunteers. She told me this crazy story with the parents' money and volunteer work. They basically flipped the teacher lounge. It was like its own episode of, one of those reality shows of makeovers. They redid it for them. The school came in and said, they took it all out. And I was like, what? All they're trying to do is improve things. And they literally like, no, thanks. She was dumbfounded. She's like, I'm done with the politics behind the education system. It's gross. And that was like private foo-foo school. And then one that turned charter. She couldn't even just with her own blood, sweat, and tears fix things. She's like, don't worry, I got it. And they're like, no, we're going to turn it back to the crappy way it was before. Until we go through this guy and then this guy, and then they have to approve, and then we get money for the board. I'm like, it's just paperwork and it's more greasy hands to pay. It's ridiculous. So yes, education is not even about education anymore. Unless you go to an enrichment learning center and you find the right people. You got to find the others. Find an educator or a mentor who can work with your child one-on-one. Can't stress that enough. Like our class, we have 14 kids and there's 2 adults. There's the lead and assist, but I don't like that. She and I co-lead. I'm like, you're not down here, girl. You're up here with me. And we just, each child hugs this. Where are they shining? What do they need? Like, give them our all. That's how you educate the children. Oh, cool. Yay. There's going to be a meetup here. That's so cool. I hope you guys got to send some pictures then. Hey, if I get this on a roll, especially summertime and we build this community again, I'll start my gatherings again. Why not? I had so much fun with that here. It did get to a point though, energetically, where I had to just focus on the kids and I was hosting too much. And you can do that actually. If you're single and you don't have kids or something, I guess there isn't a too much, but it wasn't working for me. At one point, I'm like, okay, I'm having too much fun, but now you guys can invite me to your things. And then they never did anything. So I'm like, well, I'm going to talk to people online then. I was absolutely shocked that cursive is a foreign language to people 21 and under. I know, right? It's standard enough for us, just so you know. With chalk too. I do that on my board. Like today is everything's in cursive. My cursive is better than my print. I'll just say that. And the kids in my grade now, that's where we start. We start learning cursive. And you know how we do it? It's so cool. It's almost like channel writing. I guess it is actually. But I give them a pattern. It's called form drawing. And it's this huge piece of paper, but they go across doing some really cool like pattern in different colors. And then they cut back through that pattern with something else. And then we do another thing. And some of them can even look Celtic, some can look Nordic. Some when we were talking about our play, and there was a pharaoh in Egypt and things, I was doing like these really Egyptian hieroglyphic-y things, and they go across, and it's them moving this motion that they see with their brain coming out through their hand, and they're getting used to the fluid motion. Then we can go into the basic shapes of cursive. I mean, there really are I think there's 5 or 6. It's like a cup each way, see this way or this way. There's the straight line. There's basic shapes. So when you're doing cursive, when you remember your shapes, it flows pretty seamlessly. I do I guess that would be teaching cursive, if that's what it is. It's like I teach cursive without saying I'm teaching cursive. It's skills. So we do form drawing to get these forms down. And then I show them the shapes that are in the letter. So when we're writing it, I'm like cupping, straight edge, cupping, and then it's repetitive motion or whatever. But it's more getting them into the fact of this channeled writing, like letting it flow. That's what I love about cursive. Since it's flowing, you're not it's a flowy movement. And I have to say, more than anything, whether you're cursive, whether you're print, whether you're doing anything, how you are sitting. Don Rogers, I blew him away with this on Canadian Spinja episode. My research is the sitting and your posture creates the writing as well. So our desks, which were handmade in wood, they're at a position where I'm a sloucher. I slouch, I put my feet up, I do all these things. But for the children, we encourage them to put both their feet on the ground. Their tushies fully on the seat, not the edge or anything. They're on the seat. Doesn't have a back. And their elbows, they're almost like what I'm sitting doing now, like you can kind of see. And they're in this correct posture so that everything's lined up and can flow a little bit better. I'll just send pictures of it, of the desks we have, and descriptions more about this. But it kind of starts with that. So what Don Rogers was telling me, he goes, oh my gosh, this is crazy to me, because me growing up through my education journey, my feet never even touched the floor. And when we move inside and we don't have these big, beautiful outdoor desks anymore, our desks inside, you're able to raise and lower them. And so the first week of sessions are the kids properly in their desk? Do I need to lower their desk or raise it? Are they in the right chair? We get them situated. So it's catered to them, because of course they're all different sizes. That has to do with their cursive and their penmanship, as well as their attention. Oops. Hey, Jane, how are you? So I guess that's the cursive route. So next year, 4th. Now, that's the other thing. And people are like, what? How old are they? And they're, here, I don't know about anywhere else, but in California, they're pushing 4-year-olds now into kindergarten. Are you kidding me? Now, I've been on episodes where, even with my favorite, I love talking with Sue Fisher, when there is a very early childhood program and you have people like me in there. I get it. Parents will have to work based on where they live. There's choices that maybe are out of their control, and that you need your child somewhere safe. And when they're young like that, I get it. Where that particular program, where I talked to her, why I understood what she was doing, is she's incorporating this beautiful, the gardening, music time. Like, she's incorporating these sweet things in there. It's not a state thing of now they have to be reading, now they have to be writing before they even get to kindergarten. Like, this crazy concept to me blows my mind. And I can't stress enough to folks that developmentally it is inappropriate to be pushing a child that early into academics. It just is. Do you know how my son learned how to read? time. I don't know the right word to say. He just started reading. He got to the point where he was like, yep, I'm ready to do this now. And he just started reading. He started reading at 8, 7. And that's okay. Of course, I read to him all the time, but it was more like the reading, the writing, the writing in kindergarten, like the physical hands forcing them to be doing this. It's not appropriate. They're not done. Their hand is not in a position where they can be actually doing this. That's why they introduce. Oh, of course I don't have. Oh, here it is. These thick pencils. We use these too. We use all sizes. We use the crayons, but like the first 2 years, they're using these thick ones. They should be like, it just sits better in their hands developmentally. I shouldn't say, I feel like I'm already trying to backtrack about my son with that sense, but finding the groove of the child is where it's developmentally appropriate. And if you're not subscribing to a lot of the things that mind wipe them, then it will all bloom naturally as it's supposed to with encouragement. The forcing in kindergarten is where I'm never going to be supporting that. That's why, I left the systems in the 90s because pharma was introduced and they were forcing so much stuff so much younger, even testing. It was crazy. Children are meant to play. They learn by their play. Child-led learning is their work is their play. I went on a lot of tangents there and I was sitting there winding it down. Hi, Jane, you're a sweet pea. Cursive is emotion friendly. I agree. I think so too. Holy smokes. I just go through my stacks of journals I had since an early teenager. There's cursive, there's print, there's your emotions are coming out of your hand. That channeled writing is really a form of expression. Cursive and manual transmissions are millennial proof. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if I explained that appropriately about the kids. I just have to stress that I've been so checked out of that old system, and I'm literally a part of creating this new system that I don't even see the other stuff anymore. I see headlines, but I don't even see I don't see it working. The people I run into that are in those systems, I only hear problems and challenges. I never hear, we're doing great, ever. I don't know about anyone else though. Posture allows for proper flow of chi. That's it. I knew you're putting things beautifully written. That's exactly what yes. Thank you. And chi's energy. So yeah, I'm even sitting up straight now. My posture, I'm like, how you doing? What's up, Danny? Danny Staten. How you doing? Like Joey, like friends. Hi, Alex. I want you to go to my school too. Aw, the Cajun Happy Madison. That'd be awesome. You could come do a cooking segment. We're doing cooking this week. Our cabbages are going nuts. So we're going to talk about fermentation. Or we're going to make them little jars of sauerkraut they can bring home. And then we're also going to do strawberry rhubarb tartlets because we got to start cleaning out our garden so that the next grade can get in there. State's daycare, that's what it is. See, this is where I can even hear my talk and I'm like, if you go back to synaptic circle, was it 8? I'm so sorry if I got that one wrong, hon. It must have been 8 because addiction number 2 is 9. Was my buddy Sue. So she runs an early childhood center. And hers is more of an enrichment learning center, but she prepares the kids to go in the school system. And she's very well aware she has to follow guidelines. She's kind of surrounded by muggles. She's in the middle of the thick of it. So but behind closed doors and in her business, she has a chance to nurture with all her heart. She hires staff that nurture with their heart. She brings in the gardening, the animals, she's doing the things, but within one of those state regulated kind of systems. So for that, I believe in that because I think there's angels everywhere. And for her serving that particular area, that's their best option in that area. And so she's shining bright with it. So they are learning, introducing letters and introducing writing, but she's doing it in the healthiest way that she can possibly do. So I'm forever grateful. So I don't know if we're ever going to shut down those old systems altogether, but if you get enough angels within the system, we can at least flip it light. Oh, thanks, Victoria. I wish I was your teacher too. I wish we were in class together. That would be cool. Aw. Yeah, so with the early, like my son, I don't even remember when he was reading, but he can't stop now. And I just know there was no pressure. I think that's what I'm getting at. Being introduced to books. I mean, that's when you're a baby, reading to them. There is an energetic connection and a frequency that happens when you're reading to a baby, and it starts in the womb. But with children, forcing something upon a child before their curiosity is interested in it is dangerous, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I forgot my little ticker tape of allegedly and perhaps and all those things so that I don't get my strikes. But yeah, that's the part of the system that I no longer fight a system. It's about building new. I tried the fighting and it got me sick. I tried getting petitions. I tried going on City Hall steps. I tried finding mass groups of people on Facebook and then marching in Hollywood. I tried having a gathering at my house with a person and we're like, yeah, and then we go out and get signature. I just got sick. I got sick. And guess what? You're up against a system that you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance to break it down because that system is way up there because for centuries it has been built. So it's not going to come down that quick. So to me, and in my observation and my experience, you got to like go over here just like that and build the new. Shh. And they'll find you. The ones who are meant to find you will find you. And the ones that will be like, take them down, they can't be there. You're already operating at such a high frequency level that they can't take you down. You become an asset to the community that finds you and they're going to protect you. You become an asset to the children you find. They're like, nope, I'm in. Take my money for next year. Like, you've got to quietly build the new. And I mean, you don't have to be so quiet. And here I'm podcasting talking about it, but you don't have to be like, aha, look at you over there, over here. Don't draw attention to yourself, but just focus on the new and let the other one crumble itself. Because if there's enough people, and out here in California, especially Southern California, despite what you hear on the boob tube, because that's all it is, just a bunch of boobs talking, they're leaving by the droves out of the school systems, even the private schools, because those are just as crap. It's all money. They are trying something new, whether it's homeschool charter or enrichment centers, learning centers, or forest schools, or fairy schools, or farm schools. They are trying something different. So if enough of them, we're talking in the millions now. If enough of them do that, then all of the state testing in the world is not going to get enough funds to keep those places open. And when that superintendent doesn't make $5 million in a year, they'll be like, "Nah, this isn't working. I'm going to leave." That's how you let it fall. Let the house of cards fall all around you while you're already like, "Oh, look at us. We're already moving along over here." Raise the level of the pond one pebble at a time. Eventually, it will become a lake. Ah, I love that. Yes. 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 You and I in class, trouble. I was kind of like a goody too sometimes before. Now, I wasn't like rude if someone was talking. I wouldn't be like, shh, but I'd really tune them out and really wanted the teachers to be like, I'm paying attention. Did I recall anything? No. Only thing I remember from my educational journey are the nice teachers. Or, I remember even when in college, when I was my worst, my darkest days, and I was in this art class and I was producing this dark art, but I had so many demons going on inside and I didn't share with anybody, but he saw something in me. And I remember how compassionate he was with me and patient. Mr. Mark, I'll never forget him. And I'm like, those are the educators and mentors you don't forget, not the ones who made me an A student or, even the super, super mean ones. I guess a lot of people remember those. I remember the ones who encouraged me, who are just genuinely kind. They wanted to be there. Because there sure as hell were plenty of teachers who did not want to be there. And they phoned it in every day. Hi, Ozzy Ange. How are you? Nice to see you. Very nice to see you over there. Aw, this was a lovely chat. Thanks for holy smokes. Hour and a half again. That's awesome. Last time I looked, gosh, who was I talking to? Paranormal Pixie. Weren't we like, oh my goodness, it's almost 40 minutes. I guess I have to wind it down. And then I rant and I rant and I rant. I vent and I care share. So thank you for letting me care share, peeps. Oh, good. I'm very well. Yes, thank you. I'm happy to see you there. I've been sharing that. It's been 2 weeks since I've been on here, and I was just sharing some of my 3D life that's been going on and where I've been and some stuff coming up. So fighting some algorithms. So thank you for everyone who helped fight the algorithms today. And YouTube, I'm coming for you. Just wait till VidCon, man. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm supposed to go. That's all I know. I'm supposed to go there. Because I have no way in hell when my kids were like, brought that out of the blue. Yeah, let's go to VidCon. I'm like, what? Last year when it was over, Charlie's like, we missed VidCon. I go, what the hell is that? And she was telling me about it. I'm like, is that something you want to do? Like, are you interested in developing a show? And it's like just on the cusp for her. But then her little brother gets into it too. So now they're kind of co-creating something. So I'm kind of encouraging it. I know I put YouTube in certain places sometimes, but to me, it's a vehicle to deliver information. And much like when I worked within Hollywood, you can work within the beast and not be of it. You got to light it up from within. So if we're going to use this platform, they're going to use us, we're going to use them. I know. Time totally flies when joy is shared. I was happy to share all that. And I did have a moment. I think that was with you, Moon, when you said, I don't even remember where we were. We were on a live chat that I just happened to catch. I was probably on the toilet. That was my only free time I had the past 2 weeks. And she's like, where are you? Where have you been? And I'm just like, I want to share. I want to check in. Thank you for building this community. Hi, Christopher James. Thank you. Thanks. Who? Wait, me or this? So yeah, thanks for building this community. I'm going to try this again. So tomorrow's Mayfair. Sunday's a down day. Let's see if the giant goes fish. Come say hi. But next weekend, if I can get the homeschool synaptic circle going, I think that would be beautiful. I'm going to try episode 10 next weekend. So, Gareth, if you're listening, I'll time it around, make sure I don't go over your show. And then the following Saturday, June 1st, Matthew Mornian, Honora, and I, we're going to do Synaptic Circle 11. I don't have a kitschy little title yet, but it's going to, you know what? Stepping into mission. Something like that. Because his whole tag of remember your mission changed me. I was like, yeah, that's what it is. And then when you remember it, you got to step into it and you've just got to be and do and create and find and become your mission. Tackle your mission. So yeah, there we go. So come join Matthew and Nora and I in 2 weeks. And then June 6th, I don't know if it's live or if it's a recording. And Don, I don't think you're here, but I'm on the new channel Red Moon Lounge with DJ Maya. And Don, I don't know if Don Rogers is going to be on that one or not. And then Mad Chatter Show July. So there's a couple on there. And then with Amy Chilson, it might not even be a synaptic circle. It might just be her and I. And we'll do another human experience hangout. I can probably get her next weekend, I hope. I want to hear all about her walk on the Camino and her adventures. And yeah, and I love just sharing her. She's fabulous. Adventures with Amy. You got to check her out. So thank you, Victoria. Thank you for being here. Oh, Robert. My 11-year-old grandson, and he wants to be a famous YouTuber at graduation day. You know what? They're doing that. So that's why I see your emoji too. But like this VidCon thing. So my son's like, he's just feeling something about it. So I'm like, let's go. Let's talk to a couple mentors. Let's get into this little business side of it a little bit. And let's see if it still resonates for one. And if it activates something, because they're on the cusp of something. And I'm giving them freedom to create and co-create something and a video if they want, or they're not quite there yet. So if they get some inspiration, or if they walk into all these crazy people and be like, no, thanks. Fine with that too. But if it's a platform, it can generate a side hustle, an income, or a business. Then there you go. You know what I think did it for my son was Mr. Beast. And I don't watch him too much, other than I saw some little tinfoil. I know I said I was closing, but give me 1 second. This tinfoil thing about his relation to Disney or something, like Disney manages. So, little red flag. But what the kids and I talk about, you cannot deny the fact that as much of the gazillions and gazillions of dollars he makes off of his YouTube channel from the advertising and the millions and millions of viewers, he floods it back to the people. And like the energy exchange, Bauer, my kids see that it goes and comes back and goes, and you move the money, you move the energy of the money around. You don't just take it all. That's what my son's got this in his blood a little bit. That was his dad. And so I'm trying to harness it and show him, okay, you have a desire to make a lot. Now, how are you going to give it back? Because if you give enough back, it comes back. That's the positive thing I can say about Mr. Beast. And he makes good chocolate bars. Dark chocolate with all organic ingredients. There's not one ingredient on that Mr. Beast chocolate bar package that you cannot pronounce. None of it sounds like a science lab. So I was very surprised. Okay. Yay, I know Amy's got beautiful energy. Selflessly as well, she gives her time, she puts her thoughts, and she's live streaming almost every day, it seems like. So yeah, check her out. The slow wind down. Is this gonna be like another hour and a half of winding down? Well, there you go. So I guess I'll have to update. I'll do a live from VidCon in June. Um, does Let me just try. I try every time. Does anybody want to say hi? Do you want to show your crazy arm? Hucky, your arm. It does look funky. But they said that's normal. Yeah. I always try to get them involved a little bit. It used to be like, especially with my little man, how much are you going to pay me? I think I gave him $5 once. He made a advert for me. And I did it so long ago. He was putting my lights and doing everything, but then he put his hands in front of the lights to make it strobe. He was doing all these things. Very creative. And yeah, little do you know, but I had to borrow $5 to get gas later. So energy exchange came right back. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to wind it down now for real this time. Paranormal Pixie, I can't wait. We're going to connect further. We'll just do a human experience hangout. Those I started a minute ago. I know you've probably seen them, but those are more one-on-one, and that's me getting to know my online friends a little more. So hearing more about you and interviewing you a little bit. The synaptic circles are always beautiful, and I like having a couple pals up, especially ones that don't really know each other, and we just share our synapses and we share a common theme or idea. We had those addiction episodes 1 and 2; those were pretty heavy. But then there's been ones about the learning centers. We had with the children, New Earth children and frequencies. We had the one that was like the only exopolitic kind of thing one I did is about how we traversed the 45 days of online social media into today, like putting it out in the real world. And then, so check out the synaptic circle, everybody. I'm going to go like this to it. I'm going to bring it back to life. Bye, Moon. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed day. Look for some pictures from our Mayfair tomorrow. It's going to be funny. And I'll probably share more, too, from the play. I noticed there's some pictures of me introducing everybody and all that kind of fun stuff. We have really cute space to share. And if you are in the SoCal area, namely Los Angeles, and you are looking for, you have children up to 8th grade, we are currently enrolling and registering for the 2024-2025 year. Just saying, find the others. Hit me up. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you for seeing me stream today. Mwah! Love and blessings to you as well, Pixie. And goodbye, sweet moon at noon. Good night, all. Happy trails, Danny. And Ozzy Ange, have a beautiful day. Much love, everybody. Okay, smell you later. Talk to you soon. And I'll see you online.